If you're looking to buy a condo, you might have to get in line. The number of condos listed for sale in Toronto are at a 10-year low. Now consider this. There are about 130,000 new units built over the last decade, some of which you can see right behind me here tonight in Toronto's skyline. So what gives? Why for the low amount of listings? Well, one data-driven real estate brokerage right here in Toronto tonight is pointing the finger directly at investors.
37,000 condos listed for lease, which is already a record number. New listings are
Realosophy president and housing data guru John Basalis has been keeping a close eye on the number of condos for rent versus the number of condos for sale in Toronto. Here's what he's uncovered. Back in 2010, Toronto had about 28,000 condos listed for sale, with a little more than 16,000 available for lease. Fast forward to this year, and the tables have turned drastically. The number of units for rent now tower over the amount for sale. Basalis believes investors are behind the big shift.
Two main reasons are that a lot of the new kind of construction supply has been purchased by investors rather than end users. So what happens is when those units are finished, they don't even hit the MLS for sale. They're immediately listed for lease. Another big reason that we're finding is a lot of people who are upsizing. So people who own a condo today, they've owned it for 10 years and are going to buy a house. In the past, those people would have sold their condo to buy their next house. But because prices have gone up so much, a lot of them can actually afford to just hold on to the condo, refinance it, take a couple $100,000 out, and then buy their next home.
Just because there's a low number of condos listed for sale doesn't mean the amount of people trying to buy one has decreased. The supply strain is in part being blamed for sky-high prices. Last week on CityNews, we told you how condo sale prices year over year in November shot up by 11%. According to the CMHC, that trend could roll right into 2020.
Will happen or will continue to do is that we're going to see price growth continue. We saw that happening in the low rise for a long time, and now it's sort of shifted towards the condominium apartment side.
The CMHC says one of the reasons they're expecting this increase in prices is because, Toronto's such a vibrant, strong economy. Do you buy that?
Yes and no. I mean, we have to take this with a grain of salt. If we roll back the clock to 2016, a lot of people said, well, house prices are going up for the same reasons, a vibrant economy, and we're not enough supply. But really, when we look back, what was driving those prices were that investors were kind of pushing the market and were fueling demand, and were pushing house prices up higher than they otherwise should have been.
Basalis notes that when the housing market corrected itself in 2017, the largest corrections were found in York Region, which also had the largest number of investors. So, condo buyers and potential owners, beware. Now, as you may have heard, renting a condo in Toronto is no cheap endeavor, though Basalis believes that the price of rentals might stabilize in 2020 simply because they can't get much higher. We'll have to wait and see.